The first time I saw her, I was 7. I was sitting on the squeaky swing set in my backyard, crying. My parents had been fighting again, their voices like sharp stones, clattering against the thin walls of our house. It was a familiar, ugly sound. Then, a voice, gentle as a lullaby, whispered right beside my ear, "Don't cry, little bird." I whipped my head around. A woman stood there, bathed in the soft glow of the porch light. She looked almost exactly like my mom's same warm eyes, same soft brown hair, but her smile was different. It was perfect. Too perfect. "Who are you?" I stammered. She knelt down, her face level with mine. "I'm your other mommy," she said. "I'm here to make things better." And for a little while, she did. Whenever my real mom and dad would fight, other mommy would appear. She'd bring me cookies that tasted like sunshine and tell me stories where the lonely princess always found her happy ending. She was my secret, my comfort. As I got older, the fights at home got worse. They weren't just loud anymore. They were heavy, filling the house with a silence that felt heavier than any shout. I started seeing other mommy more often. She wasn't just in the backyard anymore. I'd catch a glimpse of her reflection in the bathroom mirror, her smile widening just a little too much. I'd feel her cool hand on my shoulder when I was trying to do homework, her voice a low hum in my ear, telling me all the things my real mom never said. "You're so smart, Bela. So special." But something had changed. Her presence no longer felt like a comforting blanket. It felt heavy, possessive. The cookies she brought started to taste bland, and her stories all ended the same way now. With the princess replacing the old, sad queen and ruling the kingdom alone, she started asking questions. "Doesn't your real mommy make you sad, Bela? Wouldn't it be better if it was just you and me?" The day I turned 16 was the worst. My dad had packed a bag. I watched from my bedroom window as he put it in his car, his shoulders slumped. My mom didn't come out to say goodbye. She just stood in the hallway, a hollowed-out statue. The silence that followed was a chasm. That night, I didn't have to look for other mommy. She was just there, sitting on the edge of my bed as if she'd always been. Her face was clearer than ever. It was still my mother's face, but stretched, like a mask pulled too tight over something else. The smile was a rigid, painted-on thing. "He's gone now, little bird," she cooed. "It's for the best." He was part of the sadness. I just stared at her, my heart hammering against my ribs. "Now it's just your other mummy left," she continued, her voice losing its gentle edge, becoming thin and reedy. "The tired one, the one who makes you cry." She leaned closer, and the sweet, cookie-like scent she always had was gone, replaced by something dusty and old, like a room that had been sealed shut for 100 years. "Don't you think it's time for her to go away?" A cold terror washed over me. This wasn't a comforting spirit. This was a predator. It had been feeding on my family's misery, on my loneliness, growing stronger with every tear, every fight. It wasn't trying to comfort me. It was trying to replace them. "No," I whispered, the word catching in my throat. Her smile faltered for a fraction of a second, and in that instant, I saw a flicker of something dark and empty behind her eyes. A void. "No?" she repeated, her head tilting at an unnatural angle. "But I love you so much more, Bela. I can be the perfect mommy. We can be so happy, just the two of us. We just need to get rid of the last piece of the sadness." She reached out a hand, her fingers long and pale. "Just let me in. Little bird, let me take her place." I scrambled back, hitting the headboard. "You're not my mom," I cried, my voice shaking. "You're not real." Her face contorted, the mask of my mother's features melting away like wax. The eyes became black pits, the mouth a lipless gash. The thing that was left was ancient and starved. "I am more real than she ever was." It shrieked, its voice a dozen discordant whispers at once. I was here before her. I am the quiet between the screams, the emptiness in the bed. I am the love you always wanted. It lunged, and I screamed. My real mom burst into the room, her face pale and tear-streaked. "Bela, what's wrong?" She saw me cowering on the bed, staring at the empty space beside me. The creature was gone. Or not gone. I could feel it. It was in the room, a cold spot in the air, a shadow in the corner of my eye. My mom rushed to my side, wrapping her arms around me. Her hug was clumsy and desperate. Nothing like the perfect, suffocating embraces of the other mummy. It smelled like her familiar shampoo and our shared sadness. It was real. From that night on, the fight changed. It was no longer about my parents. It was about us against this thing. I told my mom everything. At first, she looked at me like I was crazy. But as I described the voice, the cookies, the promises, I saw a flicker of recognition in her tired eyes. She spoke of her own lonely childhood, of a special friend she'd had who whispered to her after her own parents fought. We realized this entity hadn't just been feeding on my pain. It had been waiting in the wings of our family for generations, preying on the fractures. We started to fight back, not with anger, but with effort. We started talking, really talking. We filled the heavy silence with clumsy conversations about our day, with old music on the radio, with the smell of us trying to cook together and burning the toast. We glued the broken pieces of our little family back together. Not perfectly, but with the honest, visible glue of trying. It was hard. The creature didn't give up. I'd still hear it some nights, whispering from the dark hallway, its voice full of venomous sweetness. She'll leave you too, you know? They all leave. I'd catch its reflection in a darkened window, wearing my face, practicing my smile. It tried to pry open the old wounds, to remind me of the loneliness. But now, when I heard it, I wasn't alone. I would go to my mom's room, and we would sit together until morning. The quiet presence of each other, a shield against the whispering dark. We learned that the entity couldn't stomach genuine connection. It thrived in isolation and despair, but it starved in the light of shared warmth. No matter how faint, it was like a mold that couldn't grow in the sun. We were closing the cracks it used to seep through. I haven't seen the other mummy in over a year. I don't know if it's gone for good, or if it's just waiting, dormant, for the next crack to appear. My mom and I were not perfect. The house still feels too big sometimes, and the memory of my dad's car driving away is a scar that will never fully fade. But it's our house now. The silence is no longer heavy with unspoken words. It's a comfortable quiet. We fill it with our lives. Sometimes, I think about the creature, the thing that wanted to consume me by pretending to be the love I craved, and I realize the most terrifying thing wasn't its monstrous true form, but its perfect, smiling mask. It taught me that real love isn't perfect. It isn't a flawless smile or cookies that taste like sunshine. It's messy, it's difficult, and sometimes it's just two people sitting in a quiet room, choosing to face the darkness together. Thank you for listening.